Right, let's do Ricky Fowler swing analysis, and I'm going to show you the key things that he's doing, which pretty much all the other tour players are doing as well. So I like to look from behind so you can get an idea of what's going on with this spine angle here, right? Because this is the controversial bit, but this is one of the most important things that you need to get right in your golf swing if you want to strike the ball solid. You know, it's the complete opposite of what you think you need to be doing or what you've been taught. So we can see spine angle there starts, it's fairly vertical, isn't it? 93.4 degrees, just tilted back away from the target slightly. And he's got a 7-iron in his hand there. So let's just draw that starting position of his spine angle. And then we're going to see what happens as he starts to move into the backswing. And we're going to see where his spine angle is at the top of his swing in relation to the starting point there. So keep an eye on that figure there. So he's tilted slightly away from the target. You know, that's normally because the right hand sits a little bit lower than the left, and it just puts that little bit of tilt in the spine and also a little bit of sort of tilt on the shoulder angle there. Right, keep an eye on that number, see which way it goes. What you're going to see from the off is it starts to reduce. So that's going down to about 86.5. No, it's not. It's going even lower than that. So go down to about 85, 84.9. Okay, so that's almost a full 10 degrees, isn't it? And if you sort of look at where he is now with his spine angle, it's certainly not where it started, is it? There's his starting position. So, you know, you tell me which way his spine has gone on the backswing. You know, that it's almost a full 10 degrees, and it's as proper like tilting, or what I call leaning in towards the target as he swings to the top of his backswing. And then we can see that again here. If I just draw a line up from the inside of his left heel, and then we go through it. So you can see here, this is his spine here. It's moving away from that red line, getting closer to the yellow. There, he's got a little bit of a shift forwards. You can see he actually pushes his hips forwards before he transitions, and that's the other key move that you got to make. Because if you don't get your hips pushing forward, if the center of your pelvis, this part here, hasn't moved slightly forward at the starting position, that's where you're going to start coming over the top a little bit. But you can see as he's transitioning, he's pretty much got his back up against the inside of his left heel there. If there was a wall coming up from there straight up, you can see he's pretty much got his back into that. He's leaning into the shot before he's pulling that club down. And if you watched all the other videos that I've done, you know, showing you the other tour players as well, this sort of spine tilting action, what I call a reverse pivot, you know, anybody would call that a reverse pivot. We're seeing that in every single tour player, every single one to some degree. You know, some do it more than others. You know, Garcia, he does it a hell of a lot. Poulter, Fowler, you know, they're all doing it big time. Not just on an iron shot, but they're doing it on a driver as well. So, you know, there's definitely that tilting of the spine towards the target. And the other thing that's going to help with that, really, and this is the difference between the amateur golfers and the professionals, is the angle the shoulders turn at. So you can see how the shoulders or the left shoulders turning down towards the ground there on the way back. You know, that's a key thing that's going to help you with the proper spine tilt, like I've just shown you there, the reverse pivot. But also by having your shoulders turning down towards the ground at an angle is the key factor in helping you maintain your spine angle. So this angle here, or this line here, you're trying to maintain that as you rotate back and through. It kind of makes sense really, because if you're hitting a stationary ball down here on the floor, you know, you'd want to sort of maintain this spine angle here as you rotate your hips and shoulders back and through, and able to hit that ball consistently over and over again. It makes total sense, doesn't it? Because if the spine angle was raising up, you know, if it was becoming more vertical on the way back, that the shoulders then would turn more level to the ground. So you sort of coming up and off the shot, and you've got to correct yourself on the way down to get back to the ball, and that's what a lot of amateur golfers are tending to do, coming up out of the spine angle. If you check out my steps videos, I did the steps 1 to 5 videos, and I talk through this. I talk about how to train by getting your shoulders to turn, getting your left shoulder to turn down. You know, I've got the drill with the club on the shoulders there. That's going to help you out. And there's plenty of good drills in there, and it's sort of backing up what I'm talking about in Ricky Fowler's swing today as well. So your shoulders are turning pretty much 90 degrees to your spine angle. So that just looks like a cross there. So if the spine angle was to become more vertical, you know, obviously the shoulders would become more horizontal, more level with the ground as well, and you're moving up away from the ground, away from the ball. So you're going to compensate on the way down and to try and get back to it. So you've really got to practice turning your shoulders down to the ground, get a club on your shoulders and work on that drill. You know, really point your left shoulder down to the floor. If you look at Arnold Palmer, superb ball striker, you can really see when he swings back, that left shoulder just goes drops straight down towards the ground. The left side moves down towards the ground. That is the key, and that's going to help you maintain this spine angle and just keep the club swinging on a consistent circle around your body. That's what we want. That's all we're trying to do. You know, think of the golf swing as a machine. If Ricky was a machine here, and you know that's what it looks like in this 3D system, you'd want this fixed axis here of rotation. You'd want it fixed, wouldn't you? So then your shoulders could rotate and your arms could swing around that point and then deliver the club back to the golf ball down there. It kind of makes a bit more sense that way. Okay, face on. Let's see what the hips or what the pelvis is doing. So we've got the center of his pelvis here. It's set at 0. And let's go through it. So he's moving off probably about 0.4 of an inch. So the center of his pelvis here just moved off the ball a little bit away from the target. 0.4 of an inch. It's not a lot, is it? As he carries on up, that's going back down now. So we're down to 0.3, 2, 1. Before he transitions, he's 0.3 of an inch in front already before he starts bringing that club down. So the pelvis, the center of his pelvis, or think of it as your belt buckle, you know, if that's the center of your pelvis, it's already shifted towards the target. You know, it's already moving this way before he's completed the backswing position. And again, that's one of the key things that you're seeing in every single tour player. Okay, so you can see there, he's almost getting up to an inch further forward before he's pulling that club down. So he pulls the handle down, okay, and which maintains the lag. If you don't pull on the handle, if you sort of push on it, or if you have too much weight back, that will cause you to release it too soon. He's pulling on the handle, that's going to maintain that angle for him. He's pushing his hips forwards, and his left side, left knee, left hip, left shoulder is going to start to straighten up. So all of that left side there is just going to extend up. He's pushing up through the ground from his left foot there. extending his body up, and then that actually causes, believe it or not, the club to release down at the ball. So as the left side extends up, the club releases downward. And then we can see the spine. If you remember, top of his swing, he got to about 84, didn't he? Yeah, reverse pivot, 84, leading into the target, back against the target. And coming down, impact, you can see the spine, it backs up. Okay, so now it's backing right up, 110 degrees, you know. And that's the slingshot action I talk about. Kind of makes sense. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So you want to get on side with Sir Isaac Newton's laws of forces and motion, you know, physics, to catapult your arms and the golf club through the golf ball. So you're not in control of it. You know, you don't want to be in control of it. Think of it like the hammer thrower in field athletics, pulling the hammer around his body. You know, the rotational force, the centripetal force, the centrifugal force. That's what's powering the club and squaring it. So at no point are you trying to manipulate or control that club through the golf ball. If you do everything right, get the physics working on side, you're going to create an effortless, powerful golf swing. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next video.
I just caught the GForce train at 8. It's like the orange whip, only well made. You can hit shots with it, watch the ball fly. $100 said the first 20 go right. It'll train your rhythm, get your game back to where it used to be and maybe where you never knew. Pick it up, give it a rip. You need another toy, not another tip.